Hello and welcome to the United Stand. How you all doing? It will be a Skype Goldbridge. You can Skype in. It's not open yet though, because as usual I want to just touch on a few topics that you might want to talk about tonight that are very topical. We've also got a little clip to play you that many of you won't have seen, which I hope you'll enjoy as a little bit of fun, which I'll explain in a minute. However, let's start off. With Anthony Martial, is he about to leave Manchester United this summer? I'm not going to give any credence to this. I'm not even going to quote where it's being reported because I don't actually give them much weight. However, I have said before, it would not shock me if Anthony Martial was sold this summer. However, I am adamant. How many times have I said however already? It must be a record in the first minute. But I'm adamantly against Anthony Martial leaving Manchester United. This is a lad who a year ago we were saying as our outfield player of the year, signing of the season, fantastic talent, can be one of the best players in the world. A year down the line, some people are saying he's a flop, let's sell him. Because, and Mourinho admits this, there is a personality clash because Mourinho doesn't like players who need an arm around their shoulder. He wants players like Fellaini and Rashford and your Valencias who will just run through brick walls. And Mourinho said that is a weakness of his. He said he has to use the coaches to put the arm around the shoulder because he doesn't like that player if they're not like that. Which, I'm glad Mourinho has admitted it's a mistake because as a manager myself in the past, it is a bad trait to have as a manager. There is not one size fits all. You cannot ignore talented footballers because you're unable to deal with footballers that don't conform to the way you want them to be personality-wise. Anthony Martial is one of the most skillful, talented players in our squad. With Rashford, he's one of two of our best flair players. The best. Martial and Rashford are our best flair players we've got in the squad. He's a fantastic talent. And I think Mourinho, I would beg you, Jose, just take a seat back for a moment and think about what you'd be letting go if you didn't just bend a little bit with this lad who wants to play for Manchester United. He's clearly quite shy. He's clearly somebody who needs an arm around their shoulder. Give it to him because I think he is that good and we will regret it more than anybody if we let Anthony Martial go. So my personal feeling is he must stay, but it is your show. Give us your thoughts. Do I think he will go or not? Look, I don't know. I'd say I'm 80% sure he'll stay, 20% he'll go. He cannot go. I will not be happy if he's allowed to go. Look, we lost Van Persie a couple of years ago and I wasn't happy about it, but he was coming towards the end of his career. But it was wrong. To let somebody like this young and this talented go, big mistake for me. And the second thing I sort of want to issue a warning about, Aubameyang, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, PEA as we call him in the trade, he has told Dortmund that he wants to go this summer. Madrid was always his favoured destination, or potentially Barcelona. The rumour is that neither of those actually want him, so PSG are ready to step in. Chelsea are interested. If Aubameyang comes to any club in England and Manchester United aren't that club, that is a massive error of... If you think missing out on Kante was bad enough, I would times it by 5 with Aubameyang. He is exactly the striker we need. Tall, strong, good finisher, fast. He would be the perfect number 9 for our squad. And people like Mata, Mkhitaryan, Pereira, Perisic, if we sign him, Pogba, they would bloody love him because he'll read the runs with pace. If he's available and is any opportunity that he wants to come to the Premier League, Manchester United would be remiss and I would say bordering on neglectful if they do not get him. If he goes to Madrid or Barcelona, there's nothing we can do because he's openly said that's where he wants to go, Spain. But if he not goes there and he goes somewhere else, then it is neglectful. He is absolutely perfect for us, and I am going to personally say that it would be a big mistake to miss out on him. Because I don't actually see anybody, unless we're going to get Icardi, I don't see anybody that would suit us as well as that. And don't make me laugh about Lukaku because it's just... There is massive differences between the two. I'm opening up Skype, don't worry, it's on to you lot now. So there's a couple of things, but it's your show. Maybe you want to talk a bit about the awards last night. Maybe there's other things bothering you. Anything you want to talk about, it's your show to do that. It's Skype Goldbridge, all one word, and the show is open to you all. I am hoping that the first caller is going to be somebody, because I did ask them to Skype, and I haven't got them Skyping yet, but United standing the chance. I can't remember what your name is on Skype to Skype. I will take other calls, but I really would like to get this one in early. And I can't remember what his bloody name is. But there are other people Skyping. Ziad, Courtney Reed, Stephen Mercy, Danielle Miola. Okay, I'm going to take PV United. Let's take him first. Hello, PV United. Can you hear me?
Hello, Mark. You okay?
I'm good, thanks. Are you?
Yes, buddy. I don't know if you can recall me. I'm Mark from the previous Skype sessions.
I do recall the voice. Yeah, I mean, I haven't
Yeah.
picked you because I know you've been on before. Sometimes that just happens because we've had so many people on now. But what was it you wanted to talk about?
Right. So I've got a couple of things. I've just made some short kind of subtitles on all these topics. So one of them is trusting in Mourinho signing. One of them is Perisic is he a done deal? Number 3 is Griezmann. 4 Martial, 5 Bale, and then 6 special signing, and 7 believing me. Now I'll touch on these a little bit. I won't go into too much detail because there's loads of people obviously calling in and
Well, I was
stuff.
going to say I can give you 5 minutes. What you can get in
Yeah.
5 minutes
Right.
is cool.
So I want to say, firstly, I think every United player needs to trust into Mourinho signings. Now, one of them is like he's done all his transfers in March. He's given a list of all the transfers to Ed Woodward. He would have done loads of research on who he needs to bring. We all need to just understand that Mourinho is a winner. Simple. He's won at loads of clubs. He knows what he's doing. He's had some time. He's got second transfer season. We need to give him time. Simple. Second of all, I think he's still not finished in business. Obviously, Mourinho can say whatever he wants in media. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Monaco, he was at the Grand Prix. I mean, he doesn't even watch Grand Prix. He in his biography, he said that he's never watched it before in his life. So I think there's something definitely fishy going around there. Second, Perisic. Obviously, he said that he wants to leave. So I think the other thing is we just need to make sure that we snap him up because if Chelsea do get him, I'm going to be disappointed because Mourinho has definitely researched on this player. He's one player that I think would fit in with Man United. It would definitely give Martial a contest in his position. I think it will be a great thing for Martial to work really hard then. I don't know what you think about that.
Do you think Martial's going to go? We opened up the show about that.
No, definitely not. Martial is not leaving. I can put 110% on that. Perisic is coming. I think Perisic will come to United. I think we need to just outbeat Chelsea to whatever Inter Milan want for money wise. I don't give a crap because the money flying around with the Premier League TV deals and thing is ridiculous. We just need to just wrap the deal up straight away. We need to beat Chelsea to it. I don't want this Berbatov issue again. I know we want to get the Berbatov one, but I don't want the issue again where we fail or something. But we need Perisic. Simple. Just take him. That was on Mourinho's list. We need to buy him. Martial is definitely not going to leave. Martial will look up to Perisic, and I think hopefully he should be working hard to it. Griezmann. So there's a lot of talk about Griezmann. Here he's going to come or he's not going to come. Do you remember the same thing that happened with Pogba? There was a lot of big talks where Pogba. I mean, Mignolet was the agent was saying that he's not coming and it's all crap. It's all a game. These big players play this game to get some big publicity. That's all I think. I think Griezmann is a done deal, definitely.
No, I agree. As I said, I got a bit of stick for it this morning on the Transfer Daily that if Griezmann doesn't come to Manchester United, Atletico Madrid can say all they like. It's out of their hands. We pay the release clause. It's between Griezmann and Manchester United. If he turns that down, then as far as I'm concerned, he's a bottler. And Maurice Reed, who I respect, he's been commenting on the videos for a long time, says, I can't believe you'd call Griezmann a bottler when you like him so much. Maybe he just likes his lifestyle in Spain. Look, he'll be retired by his mid-30s. He can have 20 years sunning it up in Spain. This is your football career. Go somewhere, wear a legendary shirt and play for a legendary team. Atletico Madrid are never going to win the Champions League. Manchester United might, and they play in a better league. This is about your career. He cannot turn this down.
No. Well, do you know what? I agree with you. The fact is, Griezmann. I mean, the thing is, people watch as soon as a player is linked. People put him straight into YouTube or go into FIFA and rate him. Oh yeah, he's fantastic, this and that. But they don't know the actual tactics that a particular manager wants to play. Sir Alex Ferguson brought in Robin van Persie, one signing and one hit wonder basically. We won the title. Same with Miguel Hernandez. Well, I mean, these managers know what they're doing. Some of our fans just need to believe in Mourinho. Griezmann is that type of player we definitely need. The fact that he's performed really well at Atletico Madrid and his previous club to that is just phenomenal. We need a player like him. Griezmann has said in the press that he wants to finish his career in USA. That's where he sees his family, etc. I don't give a shit where he finishes at the end. He needs to play in the middle at United. We need that type of player to win us some Champions League, get us back into that top level league where we were with Barcelona and Real Madrid. And it's all Bale stuff as well now, all of a sudden. Okay, look, surprise signing. People don't know what the mystery is. Let's enjoy the fact that Mourinho's come out in the press and said, it's going to be a surprise. We need to just enjoy this moment that we're Man United fans, right? Second of all, we're the best club in the world. Thirdly, think about it. This is so funny, but every single agent is talking about, Man United are linked with them. Man United with a link to. Wonder why? One, I'll tell you, because players want to get an extra contract, or they want to get a bump on their contract. Second of all, they want to move to another club, and that's just publicity. They're using United as a publicity, and I think it's great because we're getting more publicity as a club. So I think one thing is for sure: let's enjoy this transfer season of a special signing. Let's enjoy the mystery. I think one for sure is that we're going to sign a player from Monaco. I don't know who it's going to be, but I know for sure we will definitely sign in a player from Monaco. I don't know about the Bale thing. I just don't think that's going to happen. And also, David De Gea, I just want to touch on him before I finish off. He's not leaving. Sorry, but I think a lot of people are saying he's going to leave. I don't think he's leaving, Mark.
I hope you're right. But I think you're wrong.
Look, I think the reason why is my sources tell me David De Gea will not leave. He was a player that wanted Champions League. If we did not get Champions League, I was under the impression that he would be moving on to a Champions League team, which would be obviously Real Madrid. My sources have told me that David De Gea will not be leaving this summer.
Oh, I hope they're right. But very good call. Lots of people saying what a great call it was.
Thank you. Look, I want to say just before I leave, look, everyone just enjoy this whole transfer season and enjoy the show today. We need to make sure that we just enjoy the whole transfer thing. Whatever player we bring in, just believe in Mourinho because he knows what he's doing. He's had a list and he's given it to Ed Woodward since March. And just let's have fun, I guess.
No, I totally agree with that. And please do call in again, pal.
Take care, buddies.
You too. Bye-bye. It's gone. Okay. Yes, I would agree with that. And just before I take the next call, I did put this out on Twitter, and I think people might be getting a bit confused. Mourinho did go to Monaco at the weekend. He was only there for, I think, 1 day, maybe 1 day and a half, I don't know. He wasn't there for the second day of the GP. It's not really long enough to have a holiday. I believe I'll be amazed if we don't sign anyone from Monaco. We put this out on Twitter before, just to get a gauge of what people thought. And I can tell you that most people, it's Bakayoko, Fabinho, Mbappe or Mendy. And a lot of people are going with, someone said Lamar there, Thomas Lamar. A lot of people think it's Bakayoko or Fabinho, to be honest. Not many going for Mendy, which is quite interesting. Quite interesting indeed. Right, so have a look here, what's going on. Okay, yes, that's fine. We're all happy with that. Let's come back into the live comments and see what people are saying. I'd have to agree. I think it's a very, very good call, but I think David De Gea is going, and I think the Champions League thing is a bit of a red herring because he didn't play in the Europa League final, did he? So what's his guarantee that he gets to play in the Champions League? Mourinho probably have Romero as his Champions League goalkeeper and leave poor David in the Premier League. If I was David, I'd be very, very disappointed that I missed out on a Europa League medal because of fairness. Because I do like Romero, but that was probably one of the easiest paths he's ever had in his career. He hardly even got tested. So yes, I am interested by that. Okay, let's get this person. Okay, we should be able to get Michael on now. Michael, can you hear me?
Hello, Matt. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can, loud and clear. How are you doing?
All right, thanks. You're not going to hang up again, are you?
No. Well, this is good. This is funny. Okay, so before Michael asks his question, which he can do, he's been on before, but one of the reasons I wanted him back on today is because, look, I'll be totally honest. You're going to all see it in a minute. Look, I'll show it you, but look, we don't have the monopoly on Skype shows, and I think a few people sort of thought we did today. There is no show like Skype Goldbridge because there's only me doing this, so you cannot copy it unless you're going to pay me to do it, and it's going to cost a lot of money for another channel to do that. No, I'm only joking, but it would. But there was another channel which you'll see in a minute doing a Skype show today, which is great, which is absolutely fantastic because it gets more of you lot involved, and it being United content is really funny. But I was sent this clip today, and look. if people don't get it and they take it the wrong way, get a life. It's banter. Life's too short. Just watch it and see if you get what it's all about. Just got to play it first. Here we go. So this is Michael phoning in today for a specific show.
Hello, Mark. How are you doing? Hello?
I'll just play that again for everybody who didn't see it.
Hello, Mark. How are you doing? Hello?
I would say the word burned gets used quite a lot, Michael, but in the top banter sense, I think he got a bit burnt there, didn't he?
Yeah, I was a little bit shocked when I said your name. You could see it in his face.
I'm sure there's people out there who like him and defend what he does, but to be honest with you, they had just tweeted out, because there was a few people phoning in on their show today saying you keep hanging up on us, and they actually tweeted, we don't hang up on anybody, so that clearly shows that they do. Just take the L in the banter way. It was absolutely brilliant bit of banter, and the thing that makes me laugh is there were so many lines he could have come back with. Like, if he'd said that to me, I would have gone, do I look like a bitch? Or something like that. Just have, life is so short. I think this is the problem. We have got no issue with them anyway, but it's real. This is not like, this is just fun. Have a bloody laugh. They've got us blocked on Twitter and stuff like that. Just have a bloody laugh. There's just zero banter there. Zero banter. And I think, to be honest, mate, you've just burnt him completely live on air there. But why he didn't come back off anything, I don't know. But it was very, very funny. I might have to play it again before you go off. But what was it you wanted to talk about tonight?
I just wanted to talk about the transfers like Perisic, De Gea and Keane. Like, I think Perisic, people are underrating him just because he's not a Galactico signing. Like, you can't have a team of Galacticos without your workhorses and your grafters, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, obviously the Perisic thing is really weird. I said it this morning that I'm not for a long time have I known a transfer that's caused so much upset amongst Manchester United fans. I mean, why do you think that is? Do you think these people have watched Inter Milan all season and think he's rubbish, or do you think it's just, well, there could be numerous reasons, but what is it? Because he's not glamorous enough? Is it because he's old at 28? I don't really understand it, because ultimately my default is, and I do know a bit about Perisic anyway, and I think he's a good signing. But even if I didn't, like Eric Bayer, I didn't know a lot of him, but I just trusted Mourinho.
I think people are getting a bit carried away with the last couple of windows when we're signing all these top-class players from top-class clubs like Pogba, Zlatan, Di Maria, Falcao. And Perisic isn't up there, but he's a very good player. He adds pace to our team, which we're lacking, and he's much better than Lingard.
Yes, well, I did read that the other day. Why are people moaning about signing Perisic when it probably means less games for Lingard? Michael Keane, what's your thoughts on us signing him? Because I'm starting to thaw towards it now. I think I was a little bit critical because I've seen a lot of him. I'm not convinced he's a top 4 centre-back, but maybe as a 3rd or 4th choice, and he's young enough to still develop.
Keane, I'm a bit 50-50 on him, to be honest. If he stayed at United, yeah, I would be happy for him to be the first player, but we're going to pay about 20 million for him, 30, and then we're going to go over 100 million on former youth players we've sold. And people are just going to take the piss. And
yeah,
it just, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, you have to factor that in again, that it's a player that we went for, let him go for. I can't remember how much it was we let him go for, but not very much. And then we're going to sign him back. But I don't know anything about these English quotas. People say, oh, it's because he's English and everything like that. I don't know anything about these English quotas and why it would be a problem for us. But Mourinho thinks he's good enough. Mourinho thinks he's good enough. In relation to the number 9 position and factor in the fact that maybe Zlatan might be kept, do you think we need one? And what's the sort of level of number 9 you think? I mean, obviously I said about Aubameyang at the start. A lot of people like Lukaku. There's mention of Belotti, Morata. There's lots of options out there. And one of the options is not to sign anybody, use Rashford until Zlatan gets back.
Yeah, I agree. I think Griezmann can play there, but I don't know if he's strong enough for the Premier League to play there. Rashford's always a good backup, but I would go for someone like Aubameyang or Belotti just because they're a bit more physical than our players we've got. But I think Aubameyang's quite unique. That he's quite tall, physical, and got lots of pace. Like Rashford, he's a bit like Rashford and Zlatan put together, and that's just a great player.
Yeah, I personally think if he is available to get, then he would be fantastic. Tyrone Williams just going back to Perisic saying he's 2-footed and he will be an asset. I totally agree with that. I mean, just a quick one on Perisic there. Just turned 28 years of age. Gareth Bale turns 28 in July. If Bale did come to United, which is, I know it's a big ask, but I'm sure nobody'd be mentioning his age.
Yeah, I don't really want Bale just because he's quite injury prone recently, and same with Royce. They're top class players, but they've been very injury prone recent years.
Yeah, and I'd imagine with Gareth Bale, he's 2022 is his contract, so he probably, I reckon he'd cost about £100 million for a 28-year-old who's a bit injury prone. Yeah, I'd probably rather have Neymar, but I can't believe we're having that sort of conversation, to be honest.
I know.
As a Manchester lad, any concerns about Man City? There are some United fans getting concerned about all the money they're chucking around. But what's your interpretation of that?
You get a few people saying, we're signing Bernardo Silva for £40 million and we're getting Perisic for the same price, and there's like 6 years difference or something. And but they're forgetting that all the add-ons added up together, it's going to cost about 70-60 million.
Yeah, I'd agree. And I think also City, where's this Pep Guardiola, the great manager who produces talent and moulds talent? You know, he's not brought anybody through. I think the one that was apparently better than Rashford, Iheanacho, they're trying to sell him to West Ham. So he's just a checkbook manager, isn't he, as far as I'm concerned? Until he starts bringing players through, which I don't think he's actually ever done. He even inherited Messi. You know, anybody can win a title with 500 million.
Yeah, I agree with that, because Iheanacho's not been given a chance this season. He's been playing Yaya Toure and De Bruyne up front instead of him, and leaving him on the bench while Aguero's been injured. And then as soon as Jesus comes and joins them, everyone's forgot about Iheanacho, and he's had to buy Jesus for about 30-40 million. He just doesn't trust the youth academy, which was made for him years ago.
Yeah, well, I heard somebody say about the Man City Youth Academy, it was never meant to be used for people to come through. It was just another way for the owners to wash their money through the club. But whether that's true or not, I do not know. And apparently, I also heard today, and I can't confirm this, that the reason Man City are getting a lot of their deals done before the end of the transfer window is a bit of a what do they call it? It's a way around financial fair play. If you sign people before the transfer window opens, if there's any expert out there who wants to add something on that, I don't know whether it's true or not, but there we go. But thanks for calling in, Michael. I'd give you a gold story if I had one. We love a bit of banter, and I'm sure the thing is, we get a lot of banter back, which is fine when it's banter. I just don't like the malicious stuff, and I think that deserved to go up because it was absolutely hilarious. So well done, and please do call in again.
All right, thanks, Mark.
Cheers.
I will call in again. See ya.
Cheers, pal. For those getting, I don't know whether a few of the lads are on their period today or not. Sorry to the ladies there, but some people getting their knickers in a twist about what was clearly a bit of a joke. And I'm sure you'll feed it back to the channel in question and the person in question. And like I say, if you don't get that football and life is a bit of a laugh, then go and get a life, because it's banter, and it is just banter. And I thought it was very funny, and we're not going to avoid things just for a bit of a laugh. And as I said, and as I've always said about the United Stand, we're very close to hitting 100,000 subscribers. We're not in fear of anybody or anything like that. The door is always open. They've always been welcome to Skype in or have a show, and I'd happily go on the show of theirs. They didn't let it happen when we had 100 subscribers. They're not going to let it happen when we've got 100,000 subscribers. That's their issue. As far as I'm concerned, that was just a bit of a laugh. And, you know, if they want to get serious, they know the stuff they've done in the past, and we've obviously kept quiet about it. So there we go. But I just thought it was very funny. And if people have a problem with that, got a problem with that? This is annoying me now. There we go. Dan Miola has made a comment on the super chat. He says, Mark, I'm here champing at the bit to call in. I can't see you. If I see you, I will take your call. But I'm trying to just take another call now. Who we got? Let's try Jamie. Jamie, can you hear me? I didn't click. I did click. I didn't click. I did click. Oh, what's going on there? I was clicking on Jamie Rigby. Sorry about that, Jamie. I was clicking the green button and it wouldn't do it for me. Frederick, Connor, the red. We've done that. Paras, Daniel. Okay, let's take him. Daniel, can you hear me?
Mark, I could hear you.
You're live on the United Stand, chomping at the bit. What did you want to say, pal?
Mike, Mark, how's everything going? Listen, I want to talk about Michael Keane real quick.
Go on, Ed. Go on, Ed.
All right. Now, people kind of seem to forget about a player who plays for Chelsea currently, and that's Gary Cahill. Now, here's the thing about Gary Cahill. He was bought about a year and a half before Mourinho came back to Stamford Bridge, and he was kind of a peripheral figure playing for Chelsea. When Mourinho got there, he's been starting week in and week out, basically supplanted John Terry as the captain. Kind of see Michael Keane being the same type of player, if that is possible, that he does come back, and that's something that he could offer to the squad.
Yeah, would you have him as a first choice centre-back with Bailly, though? I mean, I think that's what my concern is, and a lot of others' concern is, if we're going to win a title next year, Eric Bailly's very good, but I still think he's developing. Michael Keane, it's a big ask to just chuck him straight into a Manchester United centre-back pairing and expect him to go from battling relegation with Burnley to winning a title with Manchester United. With also a brand new goalkeeper. I mean, we could start off next season, I think this is where a lot of people are concerned. We could start off next season with Romero in goal, Michael Keane and Bailly as centre backs, and I think that's to be honest, I think that's weaker than De Gea, Bailly, and Blind.
Oh no, I definitely agree with you. But the thing is that we have to take all the speculation with a grain of salt. I would love to get Varane. It's just not going to happen. I just don't see that happening unless he comes the other way in a swap with De Gea. Ramos, feel very strongly about him. He's an unbelievable player. Loads of experience, but the fact of the matter is, I just realistically don't see those types of players coming in. Not that we can't attract the world class, because we can. We have money to burn. We have the brand. We have the name. Have the best manager in world football. But I just have a feeling like this Michael Keane thing is going to happen, and unfortunately, we're going to have to pay for him to come back, which we will get at a cut price because we have a buyback. Or a sell-on fee that they're going to pay. But also, too, I think of it as, we're probably going to wind up paying $5 million for him, because if we sent him out on loan for the past 2 seasons, we would have to be paying his wages anyway, probably. So that's the thing about Keane. But I also just want to touch on Martial quick, if you have a minute.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Martial is, kind of winds me up a bit. The fans really getting on his back that he didn't have a great season this year. And, again, it's, the thing with his wife, and he wasn't fully settled. And last, 2 seasons ago, he was given the freedom by Van Gaal to kind of do whatever he wants, go up, go forward, try to score as much as he can, create, attack. And this year he was asked to do a big defensive job, which in his prior years of playing, he's never done. I think it's an understatement to say it would be a mistake if we were to let him walk. But I don't see, Perisic coming in. I don't see, if Perisic does come in, I don't see him taking over Martial's spot. I think it's there to be won. I think it's there for anybody who grabs it. I think there's going to be different strokes for different players for different games. And I could not agree more with the fact that talent-wise, I think Martial has more talent than Rashford. It's just that Rashford's putting it to use.
Yeah, and I think by Mourinho's own admission, it comes down to effort, and well, not even effort, it just comes down to personality. Rashford, obviously a local Manchester lad, a lot of confidence, good network around him. Anthony Martial, young French lad, he's not from England, he's got a different personality, a bit withdrawn. I don't think it's anything to do with talent. I just think it's Mourinho expects a different. Mourinho likes a certain sort of player, and I'm sure he'll get those sort of players in this summer. But I really hope that he can, bend a little bit with Martial and also Luke Shaw, because these are good players, and I think he can make them great players. He just needs to accept that not everybody is the same, and there are different personalities. Right.
No, I understand, and the Luke Shaw thing's a little worrisome, but again, he's kind of like in the Jones mold. I remember Phil Jones man-marking Ronaldo out of a Champions League game, but he can't stay on the field. And if you can't stay on the field, if you're Luke Shaw, you might well be world class, but we're never going to see that if you're constantly hurt.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think
And
that's a very good point.
And I'm just going to throw one name out there as a surprise signing, who I would love to see play for Man United. I know he won't, but it is my surprise signing is Domenico Berardi at Sassuolo on loan from Juventus. I just think this guy's got goals in him. Every time I watch him play, he's putting the ball in the back of the net. Scored 4 goals in a game 2 years ago against Inter. And he's kind of flown under the radar because he's at a mid-table Serie A team, but he could play and he would come cheap. I
tell you what, it's not a bad shout, and it's not who I'm talking about on Football Daily tomorrow, but there's a player I've sort of been watching all season, and he had I don't want to give too much away because I'll give too much away by saying that, but watch tomorrow morning at 7am. He's a decent shout, and I'm surprised we've not been linked with him. I really am. Barcelona are sort of after him, and I'll give too much away again if I say why. But thanks for calling. Really, really good call, Daniel. And I like the fact that you've come out with somebody there for someone just to, sort of a left field signing, because I think there will be some like that.
Absolutely, Mark. I appreciate it. Watch the show every day from New York, USA, and that's about it. And just one more thing. I want you to copyright Wand of a Left Foot, and I want you to copyright Sit Down and Take the L.
The second one I probably can't. I think that one's been used before, but the first one definitely. I need to. In fact, I read Wand of a Left Foot on a paper article today about Bernardo Silva, and it made my blood pressure rise a bit. I was like, "That's my line," but obviously it's been around a while. But thanks, Daniel. Thanks for calling from New York, and keep spreading the word over in US. We want more and more people involved in soccer. I know it's growing over there, and we want them to be Manchester United fans. So keep spreading the good word.
Absolutely, Mark. Appreciate it, pal.
Cheers. Thank you.
Take care.
Nice to get people calling in from all over, as we always say. It is the United Stand, and we are very much about everybody around the world calling in and getting involved. Let's take another call quickly. It's Ray. Ray, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Go on, you might need to speak up a little bit, Ray. You're very quiet.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to say something about Griezmann.
Okay.
It's that people say that Griezmann won't sign because he said the rumors are unfounded and stuff.
Yes.
But they also said that on Pogba, and Pogba had like a whole advertisement on not coming into Manchester United.
Yes. I think Griezmann is sponsored by Puma. So the Adidas thing obviously helped with Manchester United being Adidas and Pogba being Adidas. And I think if you just to go back on the Pogba deal, if people weren't aware, the Manchester United and Pogba deal was sorted even before the Euros. It was going to happen. So look, that just shows you that deal didn't really hit until after the Euros. So do you think Griezmann's coming to Manchester United? I suppose that's what a lot of people at home would be saying in relation to that. Do you think it is going to happen, or do you think there is some truth? I mean, it's Atletico Madrid keep going on and on about it.
I think he is coming, to be honest.
And
I think he's...
Sorry, yeah. Well, look, it's a very blunt answer. You don't need to add any more than that. Good, strong conviction. In relation to other transfers, we've obviously mentioned Perisic and Martial and Michael Keane tonight, so I don't want to go over old ground. Have you got any sort of... I know you're probably not... It's unfair to sort of put you on the spot and say this is going to definitely happen, but do you think it's likely to... Who do you think else will come into Manchester United this summer?
Well, we were linked to Fabinho last year, right at the end. And I don't know if he's gonna come, but I've seen stuff from him, and he's not that bad. And of course, if we would get Mbappe from Monaco too, it would be nice as well.
It would be very nice. I agree, and I as I've said before, I really do think that there will be at least. Well, I think there'll be a player coming in from Monaco. I'm convinced that's why Mourinho was there at the weekend. Although he might have been going to Monaco to try and convince Mbappe to come to us, and no deal's been done. So it doesn't necessarily mean that we will sign somebody, but I do think he was in Monaco to try and sort a deal out. I definitely do.
He definitely was, because I saw some post on Twitter. It was like he went only for... sorry for my bad English, I'm not native. He went to Monaco just for 1 day.
Yes,
like,
that's
just
right.
Just for 1 day.
Yeah, you're right.
So why would he watch that Grand Prix if he wasn't there?
Yeah, I agree. I think there's definitely something going on there. You said you're not English. You've got very good English. Where are you calling from?
Thanks. I'm from Austria.
Austria, okay. And I take it, and well, I hope I'm going to get this right because you're either an adult with a very young voice or you're under 16.
Not gonna tell. But most people will know.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, as long as you're not an adult with a child's voice, that wouldn't want to offend you. But
Nah,
that's good.
you don't.
That's good. Okay, well, I'll tell you what, I've really enjoyed speaking to you. It's nice, and your English is fantastic.
Yep. Thank you.
Thanks for calling in. Brilliant to get someone from Austria. I don't think we've ever had anyone from there, but really enjoyed the call. So thanks for calling in, and please do call again.
Will do.
Thank you.
See ya.
I did. I genuinely did like that call. You know, absolutely superb. You know, English probably it won't be his first language, and it was very well educated and well put across. And as Eamon McDermott said, fantastic manners. Makes you feel all good inside, doesn't it? Yeah, it is one of the best shows so far. But they're very, very good every week. Very, very good every week. And a lot of people giving Ray a lot of applause there. Which reminds me, please do drop a like on the video. Remember, this is Skype Goldbridge. It's not scripted. It's your show. So we do like to get a lot of likes on these videos just so the people who get on can see that they're getting the support from everybody, which I know they do in the United Stand. Look, the one thing about the United Stand we've always had, it's a community. It's almost, it's a bit of a cult. Some people might swap the L for the N and use that in relation to me. That's up to them. But the United Stand, I remember with the watch-along gate that happened last August and you all united as together. It's much bigger than, well, it's certainly much bigger than me. And the channel is sort of an entity that you all sort of live and breathe and become very protective of, which we do notice. So it's very appreciated and it is a fantastic community. So if you are new, remember to subscribe. Drawty was hoping we'd get to 94,000 subscribers tonight. We might just do it. If you are new, bottom right hand corner, subscribe, get involved, and like I say, do like the video as well. And I just want to say, it's cost us 110 quid today, but we have sent out the 2 United shirts that were won last night, and we will be doing 3 when the red top comes out as well. So that was for the black away kit. We'll also be doing it for the red. So fantastic. Nice to give stuff back to you because you're a fantastic set of people. And we really enjoy it. And remember, we are live every night at 8:30 throughout the summer and also 7 a.m. with the transfer show. So there's loads going on. Bay says it's amazing what you have with this channel. Look, we all have it. And while it lasts, we all share it and love it. You know, the thing is, there's nothing like this. There never has been anything like this. And I'm sure there will be stuff like this because that's what happened when you've got something successful. But we were first. First never follows. And it's a fantastic community built on live content. And there's so many people doing live content now, which is great. But only 12 months ago, hardly any YouTube channels were doing live content in the football arena. So you've really shown that it's great. And the best thing I love about this is the more and more people who are doing it is exactly what the United Stand was set up for. We set this up to give fans the voice because we felt that fans were being suppressed because all they want is your money out your pocket, whether it's the TV broadcasters, whether it's the clubs. These things are massive now, and the fans' voice is becoming more and more prevalent. So much so that the TV broadcasters and the clubs are having to sit up and take notice. And I'm not criticising them, but it's right. It's for too long fans have been neglected, and they must listen. Let's take Azzy Ali. Can you keep it up? Azzy Ali, can you hear me? Because we felt that fans were being suppressed because I think I might have clicked the wrong button there, Azzy. Do call back. That would have been my fault. Let me try Jamie, because I don't know what's going on with you. Oh, it might work this time. Jamie, can you hear me?
Hello?
Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Can you hear me?
Mark?
Let's take Azzy Ali. Can you keep it up? Azzy Ali, can you hear me? I can hear you, Jamie, but I'm hearing you way behind because you've got me on YouTube. Yeah, needs to sort it out there. You can't do me through YouTube because you'll have a 30-second delay. So you've got to be doing me through Skype. You've got to be doing me through Skype. Loads of people calling in at the moment. Sorry for the slowdown, but I'm really wanting to get people who haven't been on before as well. I was just about to click you, Bay Mark. I bet you wish you hadn't hung up. Okay, Azzy Ali, I did try you before. Azzy, can you hear me?
Hello, Mark.
You're live, pal. Sorry, I did cut you off before. I think I clicked the wrong button. What was he wanted to talk about?
Anthony Martial probably.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
You want him to go? Are you one of them people who think he's a flop?
Yeah, I'd love him to stay. The guy's got potential. He's only 21. You got to remember, but I think because of his work rate, not even work rate, because of he's not really a Mourinho type player. So I think maybe he is likely to go, which upsets me. But you know,
The thing is, if he
like, not a
goes,
bad man.
the one thing that bothers me is what would we actually get for him? We spent 36 on him with add-ons, which I think we had to spend a little bit more this year because he hit a certain amount of goals. I think it was 5 million. So it's up to over 40 million now.
He went up to 45.
It's up to 45, is it?
Yeah.
So 45 million it's gone
Yeah,
up
I think
to.
so. Yeah.
Who is going to spend 45 million on a player who hasn't had a very good season? So we're going to, like you say, he's 21. I think he's potentially still one of the best players in Europe. We're going to let him go somewhere else for 45, and someone's going to pay 45 million. I mean, to be honest, I think Arsene Wenger would, but I don't think you should be letting a player go like that for any less than 60, and I can't see anyone paying that.
I think it's interesting if Perisic does come in. I think Martial could learn a lot of Perisic, because one thing I like about Perisic is his end product, whether it's his crosses, whether it's his shots. And Martial, he could develop that a lot more to become a goal-scoring winger. So I think Perisic would be a good signing, not only for the squad, but to help out young players like Martial.
Yeah, there's a real dearth, as I was saying last night, I think. I don't know what your thoughts on this. I mean, do you think Rooney will go?
Rooney? Oh, yeah. I think so. I mean, apparently 45 million for him from Stoke, but that's from the Sun, so you got to take it with a pinch of salt. So, but I think the likely destination is either Everton or abroad for me.
And I think that's the problem with Manchester United, because it's all about whether that sort of gap between 25 and early 30s. We've got a lot of players between 25 and 18, but we haven't got a lot of players between 25 and 30, especially. And I think that's we've got a few people in their mid 30s like Zlatan and Carrick, and Rooney may as well be in his mid 40s. I think the decline has been so bad, but I think signing a couple of players around 25 to 30 is exactly what this squad needs. We need that sort of experience.
Yeah, I think because Rooney's a serial winner from the day he came into the squad. Hat-trick on his debut. He's won everything. So I think keeping him around certainly won't be a bad thing. He'll certainly bring that experienced head. But I think it's just, for a case of Rooney, he's peaked too soon. He sort of burned out. Playing from the age of 16 in the Premier League is going to have an effect on you. So it's a shame, because Rooney's he's either going to be a great or a legend for United, but he's certainly a top player. Right.
Yeah, and as I said before, I think times do come to an end, and it is sad, but that's the way football goes. There's a fantastic question on Twitter today, which I want to get everybody's live comments on this, but I'll throw it to you, Azzy, and apologies if it takes you a second or two to think of an answer, because we were talking on the United Stand message group about this. So, what would you, if you could choose next season, Premier League or Champions League? You can only have one, but you're gonna get one. Which one would you go for?
I think.
And why?
Okay, this might be a bit of a cheat question, a cheat answer, but Mourinho always wins the league in the second year, so I'll go Champions League.
Good answer. And where are you calling in from, Azzy? Leicester. Okay. Well, that first time calling in. Oh, wait a minute. Let me get my earpiece in. Otherwise, I won't hear the answer. First time calling in.
Yeah, first time calling in. I think I subscribed the other day, and I think because it's Ramadan right now, so fasting. I've just been watching so many of your live streams, and it's helped me, pass time by. So, big shout out to you. I love the channel.
Great. Okay, and it's always great when we hear from new people getting involved, because we assume people have been here for ages, but I do appreciate we are growing quite well at the moment, so that's great. Just keep spreading the word and getting involved, and please do call in again.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too, pal. Thanks. Just to let people know, my response was Premier League, because I'm old school, and I think Sir Alex Ferguson always used to say that the Premier League was the priority. So I went Premier League, but then Ross and Paul were arguing that Champions League is more important because it gives you more status, and Ross said, I'd rather win the Champions League because then it'd ram it up Gillan Ballagay's arse, who obviously is a Manchester United hater. But then I was thinking, look, I would go Premier League, but what if Man City won the Champions League? The Premier League would suddenly be like, oh, well, we've won the Champions League. So it's a fantastic question. Let's have a look what people are saying. Nightmare TV says Champions League, why dominate England when we can dominate the whole of Europe, which is good. George Carl says it's first time watching. Liar! And not many people answering the question. You're missing your opportunity to get a shout out there. And Mad Marcus says, why hasn't anyone mentioned the panelist of the year? Because it was the chair, not you. You were second. Just because you beat me at FIFA on my stream this afternoon. He thinks he's bloody Rod Stewart. And I would choose Champions League all day, every day, says Tyrone. And Champions League, haven't won it for 9 years, says Latan the Goat. And Champions League all day long, says Verb Plural. I'm going to take another call, but I just want to give you a little bit of an update, which we can do when we're live. This is fantastic. I love doing this. So just to give you an idea of what's going on in relation to the very latest Manchester United transfer news, I can tell you what's broken in the last half an hour. The Daily Mail are reporting that Manchester United have inquired about Jerome Boateng, from formerly of Manchester City at Bayern Munich now. Very, very good player. Can play centre-back and he's left-sided as well. So I wouldn't mind him. I wouldn't mind him to play alongside Bay. That would be quite a pairing. And the Express are saying that George Mendes has told Real Madrid to let James Rodriguez join Manchester United. So that's rearing its head again. I'm not convinced that Manchester United want James Rodriguez. But Wanda the left foot, we would have to print T-shirts off if he signed, I think. And AC Milan are reportedly desperate to tie down Donnarumma to a long-term deal as Manchester United start sniffing, as well as Real Madrid. Well, if Real Madrid get Donnarumma and we keep De Gea back of the net, that would be the ultimate result. But that's in the Daily Star, so not the best, not the best. But let's take another call. I'm going to try Jamie again, just in case he is in sync now. Jamie, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you this time. Third time's the charm.
Great, you're on. Okay, what did you want to say, pal?
Well, firstly, I want to congratulate Marcus on his amazing victory today.
Oh, on the FIFA, yeah. I don't know what went wrong there.
Right. Well, I just wanted to bring up a bit of outside the box thinking. About our centre back that everybody's thinking we're going to sign.
Yeah.
Just wanted to get your opinions on maybe Laporte of is it Sevilla plays for? No.
Atletico Bilbao. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he'd be a really good partner for Bailey potentially. And wanted to get your opinions on Laporte, and what do you think of this Clive Jr. stuff that's going around?
I mean, on Laporte, funnily enough, because of the player I'm going to talk about tomorrow morning, it's not Laporte, but it's not too far away from Spain. And I mean, he was going to go. He snubbed Man City, I think, at the start of last summer or the summer before, and signed a long-term contract with Bilbao. His release clause, I think, is either €60 million, £50 million, or it's €50 million, £40 million. For 40 million sterling, I think he's well worth it. Like you say, he's left-footed, he's tall, and I think Mourinho could turn him into something really good. But the only thing I would say, and I don't know what your thoughts are around the possibility of it happening, is I've never heard us linked to him at all, apart from people like your good self and people on the live comments mentioning him in the past. He gets mentioned by fans a lot, and I think he's a good target, but I've never heard anybody mention him as being Manchester United linked, and I don't know why that is, because I think he would be a good shout.
Well, I think it may be to do with, I think it was around about the time he was linked with City. He had a leg break, didn't he?
Yes.
I think that's why it didn't end up going. So I think a lot of people are maybe shying away from him due to that, thinking they might have, we know what happens with Luke Shaw and stuff like that, how mentally they might not always be there.
Yeah, good points. And you were talking about Kluivert Jr. Obviously, Mourinho speaking to him after on the pitch last Wednesday night. We have been linked to him a bit. I mean, what's your thoughts on that? Do you think there is anything in what Mourinho was saying, or do you think it was just a friendly chat?
Well, I've seen the videos going around that are supposedly been dubbed, where he's saying, I want you for Manchester United, not next year after. I don't know. I think if we're going for youth prospects, maybe we should look closer to him. Maybe don't overlook Rashford. Kluivert, like, look what happened with Depay. He was doing it in the pub league. I could do it in that league, and I ain't played for 4 years.
No, I do agree. I mean, look, a lot of people feel that Kluivert will be a good player in the future, but it's so hard to gauge. And actually, I know a lot of it was dubbed, but I would certainly sort of agree with it in a way that he needs to have another year in Ajax before he comes to United. And I know a lot of people were definitely FIFA players because he becomes very good in FIFA. Yuri Tillemans at Anderlecht, and a lot of people were like, "Oh yeah, we can get him." And I said, "Well, it's a great audition for him over 2 games against us because we played them, didn't we?" And I don't think he set the world on fire. He's going to go to Monaco, and that's like a step up from Anderlecht. And if he does well there, then maybe the next step up's United. But it's a big ask.
Yeah,
it's a big ask.
That's what I was going to say. Maybe see him go somewhere else first, monitor him. You know, maybe see if he can do it in like an order league, and then maybe progress with that. And just one more thought I want to touch on. However, I've heard people saying we're going to get Griezmann and maybe Lukaku as well. Now, I'll just give you my opinion as to why that won't happen. Because if we buy Griezmann, we'll be giving them 80 million. Obviously, Costa wants to go back there, so like 80 million will be used to go to Atletico. So that means Chelsea have 80 million and don't have a striker anymore. So that means I think they'll then go for Lukaku.
Yeah, look, I mean, I know there was somebody on about Mourinho's obsessed with the Guardian.
Oh yeah, we won't talk about them.
Yeah, well, to be fair, we know where it was, but it was a Guardian journalist saying that Mourinho's obsessed with Lukaku. And as soon as I heard that, I just thought, what a load of crap. You know, he's so obsessed with him that he got rid of him at Chelsea. And
he loved him that much, he sold him.
Yeah, and you know, I like Lukaku, and if Mourinho wants Lukaku and he signs him, I'll back him. But I've always felt that 2 things, as people will know. One, he never turns up against United, which, you know, I remember watching United play Forest a few years ago, and Collymore was linked with United, and as we had him on the show this year, he said he was very close to moving to us. He always played well against United, and that's, you know, something I've noticed through the years. These players, they'll tend to have a good game against us if they're going to come to us.
You put yourself in shot window, don't
Andy
you?
Cole, Dwight York, but Lukaku...
Zaha for Fulham.
Yeah, but Lukaku, he never turns up, and you think, well, if you can't turn up in an audition, then why would we sign you up for the main feature? And I can't see it. And also, that thing that you were just saying there, I don't think Mourinho really rates him. So it's interesting to see.
Yeah, I suppose it would be interesting on that one.
What was the other one you said? Sorry, and I've just gone off on Lukaku there.
I think that was pretty much it. I think I just wanted to talk about Laporte, Kluivert, and the domino effect of the Griezmann to Costa to then to Lukaku.
Yeah.
But I mean, I do agree with what you're saying. Like, if he can't turn up against us, you know, God, hopefully it does happen. But say, for example, if we did sign him and we got to semi-finals of Champions League, if he can't turn up against us, then what hope have you got to turn up against, you know, Real Madrid or something like that?
Yeah, you know, take away whether Mourinho sold him or not. That is my issue with him in a sentence, really. Spot on. Thanks for calling, Jamie. Manchester-based?
No, Blackburn, same town as Anna.
Yeah. To be honest with you, I'm going to be really horrible and say you all sound very similar to me. You could have said Bolton as well, but it's not too far away, is it?
No, not that far.
Cheers for calling in. I'm glad we sorted it in the end. And call in again, pal.
Nice one, Mark. See you in a bit, pal. Bye.
Ta-da. Nice to get him on in the end. And I think we can... we'll chuck another one in. Let's try... hello, can you hear me? No, can't, because I don't know what's gone wrong with that. It's playing up a bit tonight. Don't know why. And... Josh, can you hear me? Hello? Josh? No. There's so many people phoning now that it's like finding one to get. I did try to get Gillian Hannah on, but it just won't work there. So I'm gonna have to move on, and we'll try. Sean, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you get me, Mark?
Yeah, can do. How you doing?
Oh man, I'm doing great. I've been trying to call you for a few weeks now, so I'm glad to get through.
Great, you're on in the end. I can hear me in the background. If you could mute
Yes.
YouTube, that'd be great. And then fire ahead with what you want to talk about.
Just a couple things. One, I can't wait for the game in DC. I'm outside of DC, so my kids are really excited to go see United for the first time. I've been over to Old Trafford myself, so it won't be my first time seeing them, but it's great to have them come to the States where
is that
they
Madrid, is it, or Barcelona?
It's Barca.
Yeah.
And so, it's great because we're by far the biggest team in America. I mean, it's not even close. So, anyway, I just wanted to say a couple things. One thing, I've seen a lot of comments in the sections where people are acting like Bale is garbage. And I'm like, were you even watching the Euros last summer where he was arguably one of the top 5 players in the world? And if we could get him on the left and Griezmann on the right with a decent number 9, which I'm not sold on Lukaku. I would rather have Bellotti myself. I think that would be amazing, especially in the Champions League. And so I was just wondering your thoughts on that.
I can't disagree with you. I mean, look, I remember Bale in the Premier League, and it wasn't that long ago, and he was unbelievable for Spurs. Unbelievable. That won't be lost. He's still, like I say, he's 27, going to be 28 in July. I accept that he's injury prone, but that's why you have something called a medical. And if he has a medical for Manchester United and there are issues, then we'd be stupid to spend £100 million on him. But if that can be managed and we can get 40 to 50 games a season out of him, and then you've got people like Perisic and Martial and Griezmann with rotation, then you're potentially signing one of the best players in the world, like you say. So look, I would welcome Bale. I know he turned us down, but he's not like Benzema, who's a spent force. I think Bale would be fantastic. So I'd happily take Bale, but it would have to be as well as getting Griezmann. I would agree.
Oh yeah. And I have one more question, and I'll just take it off air. I'll turn back on second here, what you were going to say. But this is in reference to Jose himself. I back Jose as well. Some of the things about Jose that I've seen that I haven't liked as much this year has mostly been man management. And I know I saw the interview, so I know he's trying to get stuff out of people, and he don't like soft players, which I can appreciate that. I love that about him. But do you think that, especially playing so defensive, that we could miss out on players who look at his system and say they would rather go somewhere where they could pad stats and play completely attacking football, and then they look at how he attacks some players in the press and say that, I want to play for someone that's more of a hugger and kisser like Klopp or someone like that just acts like, he loves everybody to death. Do you think that can hinder us from signing big players? Because we know we're the biggest club in England. But, I mean, could that still hurt us basically with players choosing, even like City? I believe Bernardo Silva only chose City because, he's more of a Barca-style player. And so, I'm just wondering what your thoughts are in regards to players picking somewhere else based upon Jose's management style. And thanks for taking my call, man.
No worries. United fan says, what's Mark writing down? I was just writing down the name of somebody who's begging to come on, so I'm going to try and get them on the next show. It's a good question, that is. My first reaction would be that there should be nobody not wanting to come to Manchester United. But having said that, I think somebody like an Mbappe could look at Manchester United and go, I'd rather go to Real Madrid because it's going to be, I'm going to score 10 hat-tricks a season, and the world press never put any weight on that, whereas in the Premier League, playing for a team like Manchester United, I'd probably get lucky to get 1 hat-trick. You can stat pad it at Real Madrid and Barcelona because you play in pub teams for half of the season. I would slightly agree with that, but I think it would be limited. There'll be 1 or 2 players that are going to be like that. There'll still be a lot of players that would want to come to Manchester United. And I just want to ask you one thing just before you go, if you've got time. You said that Manchester United are the biggest supported club in America. I mean, I'm not aware whether that's true or not. We get a lot of Chelsea fans saying that they're massive in America.
Man, they're crazy.
It's definitely United then.
I would say this. I would say that there's a lot of Chelsea fans amongst some of the younger people who have only known the last 3 years. There's a lot of Chelsea fans, but we're definitely more Manchester United fans. I would say that it's between us and Real Madrid and Barcelona because and my wife is Hispanic, so the Hispanic population can curb that a lot. But now that we have Pogba, I mean, and that's another thing, Mark. I don't know about you, but all the Pogba hatred is just unfounded and it's garbage. I mean, the dude had better numbers this year than he ever did at Juve. And if he didn't hit the post a million times, I mean, he was FIFA World 11 last year, and he had better stats from the midfield this year. But because of his price tag, people just want to give him stick. And it absolutely just gets my blood ready to boil, man. But no, we're definitely united. And if you want, I'll send you some pictures from the stadium in DC. And I'm sorry, baby, my little girl was yelling at me. But yeah, I'll send you some pictures. On I'll try to find some email, some way to get it to the United Stand, and I'll show you. I'll be willing to bet you there will be more United Stand fans, and we'll fill the stadium in DC. I'm guessing it seats 50,000. We'll fill it, and it'll probably be 60-40 United to Barca. And I'd be willing to bet that.
Well, I hope they're all United Stand fans as well. But
yeah.
Thanks for calling, pal, and please do call in again.
Yes, sir, I will. Thank you.
Thank you. Great. I mean, it's not always just about you Skyping in. Sometimes I'm I'm always listening anyway, but there are things that I get curious about. So not knowing the way the demographic works, we always assume we're the biggest supporter club everywhere. Real Madrid and Barcelona are obviously close with us, but America, I do hear a lot about how Chelsea are. Doesn't look like we're going to quite hit 94,000 subscribers tonight on the show, but we're not far off. So if you are new, do click and subscribe to the United Stand, and remember to drop a like. You can subscribe in the bottom right hand corner, but please do like the video because, as I say, this is the Skype Goldbridge at 8:30 on a Monday night, and it is your show. And I think, again, a lot of people have said it, but this isn't out of the normal now. There's so many people calling in, and I know a lot of you trying to call in. Just keep calling. We'll get you on there eventually. I know the lad who was saying there, he's been calling in for weeks. It costs you nothing on Skype, so just keep trying and we will get you on. We are desperately trying to find other ways of doing it, but we've gone, obviously with the summer, we've gone Monday to Thursday. We've also got Saturday night where you can Snapchat in as well, and the live comments and the Twitter. So there's loads of ways to get involved, and please do drop a like and get involved, as I say. But yeah, if you have not got on, just listen to the people who come on, because everybody who comes on now is bang on the ball. And at the start, we used to get a few people a little bit nervous because it was new. But everyone listening to everyone is learning from everybody and how you just approach it. And for a fact, I'm never going to put you on the spot in a bad way. I'll ask you some tasking questions sometimes just to get your opinion, but everybody's welcome and you don't need to be nervous about anything because we've got a great community here and everybody allows everybody. Jiten says you've shut off Skype. Yes, because we're coming towards the end of the show and I'll get loads of stuff covering up and I wanted to be able to read stuff. We've been on for an hour. That's it for tonight. I will be back at 7 a.m. tomorrow with the Transfer Daily. It's a good one tomorrow. The left field signing is somebody that excites me that maybe we haven't been linked to yet, but you just never know. I do like them. And that's about it. Unless something happens between now and midnight, and it does sometimes happen in the summer, we will go live if there's a deal done. And that's the case at any time, so don't worry about that. Just keep getting involved. And as we start with that little clip from Michael, look, it was a bit of fun, and I thought it was really, really funny. And if they did it in the reverse, I would have answered it. I would have took the banter. And I think that's very important. I think some people take this arena way too seriously. And if we wanted to take it seriously, we could unite the United Stand Army and kick some ass. But we don't want to do that. We want to be, we want to just have a fun and have a laugh and talk about football. That's the serious thing, isn't it? So thanks everybody for watching. Really enjoyed tonight. It's one of my favourite shows. And keep getting involved. And we are back tomorrow night at 8:30 as well. But on your way to work or your lunch break or whatever tomorrow, we'll have a show up for you at 7 a.m. as well. And I just want to give a little bit of a teaser. Drawty sent me some graphics for a new studio, which we will potentially be using in the next month or so for a fantastic show. I don't know, I'm shaking my head tonight. For a fantastic show that we've got planned for you. One of them I just can't wait to do. Very, very excited about it. Can't say a hell of a lot more, but it's going to be great. Clifford says, do the banter again. Do you want me to do the banter before we go? Okay, I'll do it. Look, it's a laugh. It's a laugh. So he phoned in earlier on to a Skype show with another channel, and the response was he could have just. My response would have been, "Do I look like a bitch?" But he put the phone down.
Hello, Mark. How are you doing? Hello?
I would have said, "Do I look like a bitch?" You've got to have your comeback lines when you get murked or whatever they call it. The kids call it these days. You've got to be ready with a comeback, and he just didn't. He just didn't have one, did he? He just we don't hang up on people. Boom, absolutely caught red-handed. But take it on the chin, pal, and just have a bit of bants. And if you want to take it seriously, you know where I am. Skype in, and I'll explain to you what a sense of humour is, because we should all have a sense of humour. There should, as somebody quite rightly said, we're all United fans. We should all be united. I don't get where the beef is. Let's get down Nando's and have some chicken. But thanks everybody. It was top class banter, as Lorcan Shari says. But yes, thanks everyone for watching. Back tomorrow at 7 a.m. with transfer news, and I will see you tomorrow. Have a great evening. And it's coming thick and fast, isn't it now? Oh, and we will be doing something for Michael Carrick's testimonial next Sunday as well. Definitely we'll do something for that. We'll do a show for you, so whether it's just talking about the team before the game or whatever. So get ready, and thanks for watching.